The following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, the Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. Brought to you by Nadex.
Let's go to Scott in Colorado Springs. Hey, Scott, what's going on?
Good morning, guys. How are you?
We're doing great, man.
I want to thank you for bringing this Nadex platform to our attention.
Oh, cool.
It's one of the most powerful things that I've seen.
Yeah, it is certainly a platform that not only is neat, but what's so sweet about it, folks, if you haven't tried it out yet, is that when you put your trade on, that is your stop. So what happens is this. Everyone's excuses all the time is that I moved my stop, I didn't put my stop. Well, that is your stop.
Yep, exactly. I mean, it's perfect. You can set your trades and go do something else.
Now, Tom O'Brien and Steve Rhodes.
And Darrell Mott. It's a beautiful thing, folks. We have the Dow right now down 78, Nasdaq off 10, S&Ps are off 8. We have gold down 550 at 1,658. Let's see, oil's at 91, bonds are at $1.48, King dollar up 31 ticks at 79.75. And bottom line, yesterday, you come down, rejects that low. And we get volatility, man. And volatility, folks, is a trader's best friend. No two ways about it.
And for anybody, just simply to be able to learn from just simply what's going on in the markets and patterns. And, there's a lot of people maybe complaining about the fiscal cliff.
Yes.
But the reality is the volatility that's out there on both sides of the trades, there's so much to actually be learned. It's probably the most educational time. It is. From a chart and trading and just the whole thing.
Right. Well, so what you have, folks, is this. So watch this. I flipped positions this morning. Okay?
Yes.
And what it's all about, well, to me what it's all about right now is this. What you had here, folks, is that you came in downtown yesterday. You're going into the November 7th swing. Guess what? No matter what the news is, this thing wants to bounce. Next product yet, come over to our website at TFNN. And you can test drive it right here, right now. They'll put $25,000 of funny money, or you can just open the account, put $500, put $1,000 in, and you're being able to see how dynamic this is. See, this is a perfect market. Darrell, this is wild. Okay, so watch this, folks. You get the Dow down 90. The Nasdaq NDX is only down $9.
Right.
And yesterday, I watched it. It rejected it yesterday. The Dow was down yesterday. It rejected it again. That discrepancy right there is a huge one, man.
Well, and you got one of my hammer candles.
Yep.
So as the market was moving down, getting into oversold territory, 1 o'clock, you had the hammer candle form. I immediately posted. Darrell was just coming on the air. Maybe he was on the air for about 5 minutes or so.
Yes.
I posted in the den hammer candles in the Nasdaq, the Dow futures,
I
the
saw
ES
that.
Mini.
I saw that.
I said
in my office.
bounce. I said okay, a bounce.
120. I saw it.
On a bounce.
I saw it.
And then you get the confirmation on the next candle. Now, how is it that the market knew ahead of time that there was going to be a news release with regard to a bounce? Because the market was signaling, okay, I'm done going down to the downside here for the time being.
Exactly. Sick, isn't it?
Oh, it's great. No, it's great.
It's absolutely. There's no doubt. It's a sick deal, folks. See, and that my
at one deviation level too when it bounced. Look at that.
Okay, yeah.
We couldn't hear you, Darrell.
Oh, I'll say it bounced right off the level that we post every night.
Yeah, sweet.
As well, so between Steve's,
so you get multiple indicators at the time. The market, as always, the market knew what was going on. And Apple's really got some support.
It does.
And now the good and the bad there is it's got support. Who's ever in there supporting it, we know that they're there. And you get a close below that area, and that's it. They're gone. They're out of town.
There's no doubt that the danger point, in going along the NDX this morning is Apple. There's no two ways about it. Because longer term, folks, Apple wants to go downtown. And this to me is just a short term, whether it's 1 or 2 days. I suspect, though, that the NDX wants to go hit the bottom, not the high of that bar from the 16th, but the bottom of it.
Yeah.
So we'll see where that shakes out. But the volatility, no doubt, is here. It's going to be. If you haven't heard Darrell's show on each and every day, 2 to 3 Eastern Standard Time, 2 Eastern Standard Time, outstanding show, goes right through each and every day. Now, I want to talk a little bit about this because what I got to see this morning, and the more you trade this, the more you start really understanding how they work and what you're actually giving up for that extra leverage, basically. Okay, So Darrell, this morning, one of the on the NDX 100, I'm talking now. Okay.
Okay.
So what happens, folks, is this: is that there was a box there, okay? The bottom is 2610, right, and the top is outrageous. It's way up there. But what you have is this, folks, okay? This is the way that I kind of see how this is going. Now, Darrell has an analyzer that once you do open an account, it'd be worth test driving the deal. Yeah, hit the daily one, Steve. Yeah. So the daily, get my glide. It was only when I put this on this morning, there was only 3 of them.
There should be a trade right now to risk trade for us in the NDX.
Well, yeah, because
folks can watch that,
right?
And actually go through the trade right now.
No, totally. Because what I want to show you, folks, is that how many points you're actually giving up, and it's not bad, but you want to understand that in the spreads as to when you come in the money. You know, so let's say, Darrell, that get us the closest to the least risk. It doesn't have to be the most reward, but the least risk. Around, my take is that the NDX is going to be a lot higher than 2610 by the end of the day.
Well, you got 2610 to 2690.
Okay. Okay. So 2610 to 2690, and what is the bid ask on that right now?
Right now it's 2617 by 2618.
Okay. So see, this is what happens, folks. So picture every tick's $1. So all you're really giving up, okay, is 7 or 8 ticks, which isn't bad, but that's a lot percentage-wise.
Sure.
But it's still not bad because watch how the risk-reward goes on this. Like
$10 risk, yeah.
Yeah, $10 risk for how much reward?
This one's 67, 68.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a 1 to 6. It's a 1 to 6, and you get a kick in. But that's a nice little deal. I mean, I took that deal this morning.
Sure.
You know, now what does happen, of course, is that you got to understand, though, you're giving that portion of it up.
Right.
Okay. But if you get the trend happening, which I think what happens today is that, and if you get into that trade, what you want to do is want to have at least a sell out on the other side, because if the event comes in, it's going to be news events both ways, folks. You're going to spike both ways.
Yeah.
Spike.
Well, it is probably going to be going into the close. Could be a late afternoon.
Those politicians are crazy. They'll
deal.
go both ways. They're sitting up there having some caffeine right now. One of them will juice it up. Do you see? Yesterday, this was as good as it gets. Scott Brown yesterday, he juiced it up in the morning on Facebook.
Oh,
right?
really?
He put on Facebook, has to jump back in a plane right now. There's going to be a deal done, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then what ended up happening? So all the national media, all of it is beyond belief, and because everyone else denied it.
Yes,
okay?
yes.
That, no way, this is not happening, right? Well, bottom line, by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, yeah, they were saying they're coming back.
Yeah.
It wasn't mean there would be a deal.
Right.
All of those rumors, folks, and what you do have is just like with him, he didn't care because he just got booted out, and he's going to probably be back in because there's going to be another election up in Massachusetts.
Right.
So, you got to remember something. What you have with the politicians, you have a self-interest that is 1,000,000% self-interest. They could care less about any of the citizens, okay? And so they're just going to be going at it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, so.
Now
I get rid of all of them.
Well, now I'm on board with that, man.
Yeah.
You want to really solve things. You just get term limits out there.
Term limits are where it's
That's
at.
it. That's what we all should be striving
limits,
for, because then that's when things start to change.
Yeah.
Then good people with good intentions will get good things done.
Yeah, and then the payoffs will go down dramatically.
Everything changes. That's just what we need.
It's unbelievable. Hey, Darrell, how was your Christmas, man?
Man, I had a great Christmas.
Good.
So, yeah, I got to spend time with my family, my wife's family, and we had a white Christmas here in Texas. Yeah. So it actually snowed. And
really?
We got 2 inches of snow, believe it or not.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a blizzard. And you would have thought it was, man. We saw cars spinning around in front of us on the way back home. I mean, I lived up in Illinois and up in D.C. for a while, so I was pretty used to it. But, you just I was not afraid of the ice. I was afraid of the people.
Yes.
So we were I was driving very space conscious.
Yeah, totally. You have to be. You got to be. You got to have your mirror set so you know exactly what's going on all around you. Because it's I'm not afraid of my driving. It's the other drivers.
No.
And I'm always paying attention to what's going on.
And listen, hey, Darrell, we're coming down to your town. We're going to be on the radio, folks, in Dallas starting the 7th of January.
Oh, perfect.
We're going to be growling and prowling down there, so.
That'll be great. That will be great.
I better get that station number.
Yes. And and it's also important for people to understand that because there's some areas where we're going to be switching things up.
I am,
and they need to be utilizing their smartphones, their mobile devices, their pads, their computers.
And folks, if you're in Denver, we're leaving Denver, so I might as well tell you right now. And what you want to do is get on the devices, get on TFNN.com. You get TFNN.mobi for streaming. And one of the, Denver's been great to us, and I love Denver. But what happens at certain stations is it's just too much health now. It's a health infomercial deal, and I can't handle it. So, it's hard enough being on the radio, getting financial stations,
right?
And that just they have to do what they have to do. So there's nothing wrong with the deal, but it just doesn't work when all day long you have vitamin commercials.
Sure,
it just doesn't happen. So
absolutely.
And there's a few other changes too, but listen, get on the devices. The devices are very easy, to basically either put in your car, and they're easy. I know if you don't use them, you don't know how easy they are, but you'd be surprised. So in your browser, it's TFNN.mobi. In your browser, what you can also do if you want to get the Tiger TV, just go on the right-hand side. You'll see the 3 phones. You hit one of the phones. What that does is that you get the audio plus you get the video. So this gold market, this gold market, folks, is in serious trouble. It's in serious trouble, man. I mean, it just came out. So picture this, folks. We're at 1656 right now. Now, I've been talking about it quite a while because this has been a monster correction. It's been going on for a year and a half. The essence of this, though, is worse because what I've seen is that so many people that haven't been in the market want to get in the market, right?
Yes.
But you know what came out today, man? This is pretty intense. Today what came out is that this has been, for traders that are buying into this is the most bullish they've ever been.
Really?
That is the worst disaster in the world, folks, because what that means is what? Is we're going down further. If I know anything about the gold market, okay, that whole sell them when they yell them and cry them when they're buying is like the essence of it.
Yes.
It's the essence of it.
Yes.
And, it's not good. Steve Rhodes, Darrell Martin, Tom O'Brien, appreciate you growling and prowling out here with us. Right now we get the Dow down 82, Nasdaq off 13, S&Ps are off 8.5. You stay right there, folks. We'll come right back.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Wealth Management. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportions of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what an asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Wealth Management financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Wealth Management, LLC. Member SIPC.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Darrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
Millionaires are made every day. The fact is, living your dreams is possible. Someone, somewhere is going to get rich. My recommendation is, let that be you. Each day, someone is making the decision to better themselves and creating a plan to fulfill their financial dreams. Let that be you. The key to turning dreams into reality is to take massive action. Let that be you. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of the Money Master Show with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN, and I can help you with your journey to great wealth. I'll show you how to create the ultimate financial edge, a set of tools, insights, and strategies that are part of my daily newsletter service, Mastering Probability. You'll have direct access to me by phone, email, and my private library of trading and investing secrets for 30 days with an unconditional money-back guarantee. I'll take your trading to the next level. Click on my name, Steve Rhodes, on the homepage at TFNN.com and turn your dreams into reality. Mastering Probability, folks. Let that be you.
This segment is brought to you by Goldfields. For more information, just click the Goldfields banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Darrell Martin, Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling out here with us. Right now, you get the Dow down 89, Nasdaq's off 14, S&Ps are off 7.5. And if we do go over the Index 100 and just see what's moving that baby, Citrix on the way up, Baidu, Fastenal, and Expedia the way down, Facebook, NTAP, Dell, and Garmin. You know what's interesting? It's amazing that Garmin had life after death. I mean, you know, because of all the GPS devices out there.
Yes.
I mean, they certainly, you know, came off their highs of that $120. But even at $40, you know, it looks like it's going to be alive. I mean, at one point I thought, hey, they could be out of business, man.
Yeah.
I mean, every cell phone is GPS, right?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing. It really is.
So I think one of the best trade setups, possible best trade setups, for those folks that want to test the Nadex platform would be coming into Sunday evening.
Okay.
And what I've got up on my chart here is the daily chart of the U.S. dollar Japanese yen, which has been extremely strong. And what it has done, folks, it's formed a 1.272 butterfly. Now this looks like a stealth. Looks like the stealth airplane out there, you know, with those wings on it. And all I'm waiting for is a bearish candle signal. We might get it today. You know, depending on the close out there. But this is one.
I'm glad you're bringing that up. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that trade.
Yeah.
What do you think, Darrell?
Yeah, I think we have a definite possible setup there on the U.S.
I mean, because this thing's almost gone parabolic.
It's been absolutely crazy what's been going on.
You know,
here.
very overbought at this stage here. And what's nice about it is that you know, utilizing the Nadex platform. So from a currency standpoint, when you want to talk about being able to really limit your risk out there and not worry about volatility during the day, you know, that's the way to do it. In this case here, if this trade were to work out, you could be taking a look at one of the weekly trades that would be available. You know, so you don't have to be taking a look at this trade as a daily trade and necessarily have to time it just right.
That's smart, man.
Yeah,
interesting.
So I think that's probably probably one of the better trade setups coming in Sunday evening. If you get a little bearish candle here today, because you've got the pattern,
right.
which we're starting to get.
Now.
That's right. And then you get a little bit of follow through Sunday night. It becomes a real nice Nadex trade, in my opinion. Well, it becomes I would trade this. I don't carry currency trades over the weekend.
Right.
That's just a flat rule.
No. Right.
There's just no need to do that. I'd rather pay the premium of the trade, going still in my direction and pay more of a cost to get back in Sunday.
So the weekly binaries actually open up 3 a.m. on Monday. So the weekly binaries.
3 a.m. on Monday?
Okay, Monday. Okay, okay.
A.M. 3 a.m. Okay, well, he's up at 3 a.m. on Monday.
That's right.
I'll get up at 5. Nice. I was up at 4:30 this morning. Hey, you know what's amazing? Isn't it amazing? What blows my mind, I tell you, you got to love life. But, we talk about cycles and patterns in the marketplace, right? But let me tell you something, folks. It's just like in life. They're there.
Oh, totally.
So this is what ends up happening. Last night, the holiday season, you're always running around. Last night, I'm just grooving for a while. We're watching Homeland, right? And of course, that's an insane series. But anyway, watching Homeland. I fell asleep. I don't know, 10:30, 11 o'clock. Man, I woke up at 4:30.
Okay.
Like just feeling dynamite. And this happens. I know how this goes. And I was trying to figure out this morning. I says, okay, hold it. Is this the area that I go 3 or 4 months?
Yeah.
Because this is what ends up happening, folks. I normally will go. I love waking up before 6 o'clock, but the 4:30 deal is a different deal. But when it's real and I'm not even tired, it feels dynamite.
Of course,
because what ends up
body,
happening, I already got Harley out. He's already worked out. I've worked out. I've already looked at the real estate. I've looked at the market, and it's only 7:30 in the morning. It's hilarious.
I've always been a morning person.
Yeah.
And what's really great about it is that it's so quiet, so still,
it's peaceful.
So you spend some time thinking. It's great. No noise going on.
It is amazing.
No emails. That's in today's day and age with all of the technology and tools and everything that we've got. It's and focus is so important in what it is that you're going to accomplish. During the day you got a lot of bombardment going on.
Oh yeah, big time. Big time.
It takes a lot of discipline to stay focused.
Yeah, and it's so cool, folks, is that it's at other times coming into the end of the year, and you got all the crazy politicians yapping back and forth with some serious business.
Sure, absolutely.
And it's just amazing. And the real bummer is, folks. Most of the people who listen to this, it's really not going to affect us, but it is going to affect a lot of people.
Yes.
It is. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And it can hurt.
It's crazy.
And it can hurt them in a big way. Darrell Martin, Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate all you tigers and tigresses growling and prowling with us out here. You stay right there, folks. We're coming right back.
You've heard Tom O'Brien on the air, and you've seen him on Tiger TV, as well as being featured as a regular CNBC guest and contributor, and now you can have access to his expert trading advice each morning through his daily trading newsletter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, gives traders, investors, and money managers a thorough strategy for trading stocks, options, and indices every market day. Market Insights comes out each market day before 9:30 a.m. and provides traders with Tom's daily commentary, opinion, and specific trade recommendations on the markets. Using advanced Fibonacci methods, volume indicators, Gartley patterns, candlestick charting, gaps, and market timing, Market Insights will give you specific trade recommendations including entry, stop, and exit prices. The summer is over and traders are back. Get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. If you're an investor looking for a great weekly investment newsletter, then now is the perfect time to try out Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Every Tuesday, Ken breaks down multiple sectors in his weekly newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, with a full in-depth report including specific trading recommendations within his model portfolio, charts, sector analysis, upcoming economic data, along with intra-week trading updates on newsletter positions whenever the market dictates. Right now, you can receive a full month, that's 30 days, to evaluate Ken's newsletter free of charge to see if it fits your trading plan. at less than $75 per month, Ken provides you with his expert trading advice that can pay for itself in no time. Take advantage of this great offer by signing up for a 30-day free trial to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks today. Don't let this offer pass you by. Visit the front page of TFNN.com and sign up now. Darrell Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Darrell Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
This segment is brought to you by Crocodile Gold. For more information, just click the Crocodile Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Darrell Martin, Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling out here with us. If you haven't opened an account yet with Nadex, folks, come over to our website at TFNN. You're going to see the banner right in the top on the side. You can open a funny money account right now. They'll pop $25,000 into that account. You can open a real account, throw $500 or $1,000 into it, and when you do open a real account, folks, don't basically go spend all the money at the same time, okay? Because the reality is that you can turn around and buy 1 or 2 contracts until you get used to how this works. And I think, you know, Darrell, when I look at it, and you've been doing this a lot longer than me, I guess the biggest part, and I you know, you have your analyzer, which is great, and you can test drive that analyzer. Yep. But I think the biggest risk inside it, folks, is understanding how many points you're giving up inside the spread. Mm-hmm. And if you understand that, that's good, okay? But what do you think?
I think that's essential. So that's actually probably the #1 reason out of all the things that I made the scanner.
Okay, cool.
Because to find the best spread, you know, I talked about how there's time risk, there's movement risk,
yes,
and there's dollar risk.
Right.
Well, time risk, I mean, you don't need a scanner for that. That's pretty simple.
Yeah.
You know? But as far as, and dollar risk is pretty easy, but movement risk is something that you're going to have to do a lot of math on to figure out.
Right.
And so that's really, I mean, the #1 thing that led me to you know, forking out the money and getting these programmers to put this together for me.
Yeah, totally. No,
so I can go in here and just go, okay, you know what? That has to move how many points before it's, you know, break even.
Before you're in the money.
Yeah.
That is so cool, man.
And I prefer in the money ones simply because, you know, obviously they're going to make money faster, and they're obviously going to be closer to break even. But yeah.
That's right, and see what you're hearing here too, folks, is this: Darrell has always done a lot of options before that, and that's what does happen is that, you know, if you're buying when you're out of the money, the risk is heavier because the bottom line is you're going to get into money first.
Right.
So when you are at the money. Now, the risk, of course, is that you can go out of the money just as quick. But, you know, depending on how you trade, whatever you trade with, there's no doubt, dollar by dollar, your delta is much better.
Right.
You know, it's just
and the premium is also, this is one thing that's really important, I think, to point out, too, for those who have an options trading background.
Yes.
Because a lot of times I get, well, why not just trade calls or puts? You know, well, I mean, if you're going to trade a call or put over on the futures, on the E-minis, I mean, you're going to be forking over several $1,000s,
right,
for just one contract. So versus, you know, $30 or $50 or $100.
Oh, it's amazing. And
the premium really is not, because I've actually done the comparison to see.
Okay.
And people go, well, you know, what about the premium? I mean, it's not huge at all. If we go and we compare like two in the money strikes to each other.
Yes.
You know, the S&P versus, let's see here, I could even pull it up. I was showing somebody this the other day. And just comparing this actually to the futures. And now the only day you can really compare it is going to be on a Friday. Because every other day of the week, you're only paying, you know, maybe like 30 minutes to 1 day of premium. Right?
Yes.
On Nadex. Whereas if you're going over on the CME and you're trying to trade those futures, then you're going to be paying for a week or a month.
Exactly.
You know, a premium.
Right.
And so let's see here if I can pull this up and I can show you. It's sort of interesting just to see the...
and what we're doing here, folks, if
pricing.
you happen to be in your car, is that Darrell's bringing up the analyzer right now, so that, and specifically what we're looking for is that, okay, what is the premium on a compatible basis? And what does happen, and this is what's really cool, you know, as you've heard the ad many times, is that your trade is your stop.
Right.
And that's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, because there's no doubt, I mean, that is a whole different dynamic, man. You know, 2 or 3 years from now, you're going to see this Nadex platform, folks, be everywhere. There's just no way it's not. I mean, I understand people have to get used to it, but the bottom line is that it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So it really is.
But let's see here. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll actually pull up and get an apples for apples example in between the next break.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
That'll be cool.
But it's pretty cool just to compare the two between each other, and you find out that your premium actually is usually lower on Nadex. And I mean, if you're day trading, you don't want to hold these, you know, these future options for a week or a month. You're looking to get in and get out.
That's why, you know,
and Nadex is made for that.
It is,
man.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is. What's so sweet is that, you know, you bang it, lay them out, and that's it, man. And go to work.
That's right.
Get action. And you know, we're talking about going to work. Let's see if this guy's paid any taxes yet. Let's go up to Rick in British Columbia. Hey, Rick, what's going on?
Hey, not too much. How you guys doing today?
We're doing great, man. Happy New Year.
Yeah, you too.
Hey, listen, I want to know, are those lumber mills going up there?
Well, they're going. You know, every time there's a disaster like Sandy, they're, you know, I mean, unfortunately, it's good for them. You know
well, hey, the housing, we're getting busy down here, man. You're going to see those, you're just going to see those mills going, man.
Well, I listened to Mr. Schiller there, and he said he's not saying, he just thinks there's a slight over-exuberance.
I listened to him. I'm going to get him on. I think he's out of his mind. I can't wait to get him on.
Yeah, you should. He's actually an interesting guy.
No, he's good. He's good. There's no doubt about that. But you know what I want to ask him? What happens, folks? This is the Case-Shiller Index, and I heard the exact interview that you heard, and he was saying they're over exuberant, and it was so wild. And what he was saying is that no, it is different this time. And he's a little bit older than me, and the question I want to ask him said, "Oh, I'm going to bring him back to 74. I'm going to bring him back to 87. Yeah. And you know, and I'm going to bring him back to the aspect of what it cost to build versus what you can buy. You know, I'm going to work on that today. I'm going to get him on, man, because he's good. Period. There's no doubt about that. But getting into the numbers and get into the factual numbers. What happens, folks, is this. When you're having a debate with anyone, if we're in the marketplace, or get your head wrapped around like an engineer into what the actual number costs if it's a building thing. It's so much easier.
Sure.
And you don't have to be no math whiz to do this, folks. It's simple. Okay? Just go board, foot, cement. You know, we talk about enough commodities that you can do this pretty easy in ballpark, and you'll realize that the spread is dramatic.
Yeah.
Okay, if I could figure out a way to take these houses and buy them and just take them apart and sell them for parts, I would.
Right.
Well, you know, it's kind of funny watching the real estate market because I've never been involved with it, but I like watching it. Like Vancouver is the hottest in North America.
Oh yeah, that's gonna blow up. Yeah.
You know, like
right.
And now, like. Your average house, and I'm talking average. You
right.
know what I mean? Like it's $1 million.
Right. Oh yeah. That's normal. I mean, it's just another bubble. Listen, these bubbles, you know, they move right around the world, man. And Vancouver has a beautiful one going right now, no doubt. You know what I mean?
And what's happening is, I was telling Steve that I think the other day, our personal debt in Canada, personal debt, is the highest it's ever been.
Yes. And you guys had hardly any personal debt 10.5 years ago. I know.
And we had what's called Boxing Day, which we're not even sure what it means. Which is 60% of all Canadians went shopping because we don't work that day. It's a stat holiday.
Okay.
So that just added to the debt, you know.
Right.
See, you know what must have happened is that virus from the United States must have crawled over the border.
It was so busy at one mall, a lady was stuck underground for an hour, and she phoned the cops to get her to help to get out. She was just about the only one, not the only one. It was nuts.
I'm telling you, there's something wrong with this world, folks.
Yeah. Hey, it's funny, Steve, were you talking about the yen earlier?
I was. Yes.
You know, I've been looking at, it's funny you mention that because I write down a number of
This is Doji, man. Look what's up there.
Yeah, on a monthly, take a look.
On a monthly, is it Doji too?
Let's see, we'll put it up.
But
here.
Anyway.
No, stay here. I want to see this thing.
I got a bad tick on my, there we go, I can pull it here. No, on the monthly it's not.
On the monthly it's a monster. It's only the second candle of those three guys charging forward, right?
Well, anyway, what I'm looking at is, I'm just going to quickly, about 3 years ago in 2010, Tom, you always like to say where, you know, they like to go back to the breakout area.
Yes.
And it looks to me like around 114, I put it on a quarterly, it looks like about 114, somewhere in there. Plus it was a false break on volume from there.
Yes. I know.
You know... So,
let me tell you, man, I think this is going to be the biggest trade for the next 3 or 4 years, man. I mean, it's going to be, and just as Steve said, you know, it's tradable because this went so dramatically up.
It's extended right now. It's really extended.
Yeah, you can get it on the way back, then you can get it on the way up again, man. I mean, folks, the Nikkei went up 18% in 6 weeks. 18%!
Yeah,
okay?
it did.
Now, you know what I realized this morning, though, too? Check this out. So... as we're setting this up the next year, what we have to really get your head wrapped around, we have to find actually other equities that are going to go up because of the Nikkei going up, because the Nikkei could go up, but you could lose so much money on the currency transaction that you won't make what you think you're going to make.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. I know, so.
And it's funny you mention that because I ran into a guy in another community over the weekend, and he's never looked at a chart in his life. He's got 20 stocks. The guy just sits there and watches the TV station, and one guy recommends it. Okay, let's go. That guy sounds honest, and I don't know how he does it. And it's internally, I can tell he's having a lot of grief. But
well, you know what's interesting about what you're saying there? Now picture this. And folks, you know we're technical traders, okay? But what I have seen is this. I have seen people like that make a lot of money. And this is how they do it. I was beside this guy once, right?
Yeah.
For quite a while.
Yeah.
I know him really well. And what it had to do with, folks, is discipline on the stop side.
Okay.
Okay? He would get, this guy, I'm so glad to bring this up, Rick, because he blew my mind. I'm going back about 14 years ago now, right? And I was with him for 3 or 4 years. And he'd say to me, well, I think this is going to be a good one right now. I says, oh, yeah? I says, well, I just think it is. You know, they're doing, he was a fundamental guy. They're doing this and they're doing that.
Right.
I says, okay, good. You know, I'd watch him. He said, give me 20,000 shares. I mean, this guy had millions, okay? Give me 20,000 shares. So okay. So I watched him. But let me tell you something, folks. When the thing will go against him, get me out.
Yep.
Get me out.
Sure.
And what I learned then was that I'm prejudiced. I like my system. I want you to use my system. But what I absolutely learned then, it was all about money management.
Yeah.
Everything. No two ways about it.
And even something like that, you can just use a time stop.
Oh, yeah.
If the trade's not going, in your direction in three candles,
right?
3 to 5 candles, you're out.
Yeah, and as far as he's concerned, it should have went just kind of like right now. You know what I mean? Isn't that great? It's pretty cool, though, isn't it, Rick? I mean, it is.
You know, but the one thing, and I was told this, like my father had a sawmill here, and he wanted to find a mine, so we had a drill, and I was a driller's helper for a while. I was fortunate and blessed to have done quite a few things in my life because of him.
Nice.
And I remember him talking about the market, and Dad used to play the market a little bit, and at that time, I just, he used to put a little cash in for the the kids, and I said, no, I said, it's nothing but gambling. I don't want nothing to do with it. This is when I was younger, right?
Yeah.
But now that I've got hooked up with you about, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 years now, it's more of an educated risk to me than just a gamble.
Yes.
And everything we do in life is a risk. You know what I mean?
Yes.
A lot of the time, and that's how I kind of look at the market now. But
not taking action is a risk.
Yes.
You know, not doing something, probably the biggest risk.
No.
Exactly. You know, but one thing I just want to say is that just his geologist one time was telling me, you know, how a lot of times when we get older, and unfortunately sometimes dementia sets in and this and that, and sometimes an older person can lose all their wealth just because mentally they're not thinking like they should anymore. You know what I'm saying? So
yes.
I just, for family members, it's something to think about. It's especially if you're their children or something. It's not a matter of you wanting his money or her money or whatever.
Sure.
It's a matter of the well-being for your parent, and that's something to really. It's a fact of life. It's not easy to talk about, but it is a fact of life.
Well, let's talk about it, okay? Because you get the perfect person to talk about it here. Okay?
That's exactly right. My father was one of the most respected people in the community with honesty and everything he did, employed people, and forget signing stuff. Just a lot of times I've heard just the handshake and stuff like that, right? But that's what happened to him slowly over time.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, because I've thought this through, okay? Because there is no way that someone's taking my trading ability away. I don't care if I'm 120, okay? So I've already put this to my head, okay? And because I know that, just like you said, they might think they're doing the best thing in the world. Well, guess what? It's not going to happen to me. So I've already talked to Tommy about this, okay?
Yes.
And I says, okay, listen, the way it's going to fly here, okay, is that what's going to happen? I've already separated some. I'm going to separate more.
Yes.
And I'm going to have something, and I don't care. You kids ain't gonna. No one's gonna get hold of it.
Got it. Okay.
Period.
Okay. Good.
You know what I mean?
Good.
Because what? And I respect, and I think you're right, Rick. Don't get me wrong. Okay. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I know myself, and the bottom line is that that's where I'm gonna lay it off.
With my experience, I kind of weaseled my way in the office in '96.
Yeah.
And for 4 years, I didn't have a clue what I was doing, and then I got hooked up with you, and I got I just totally believe in volumes, and I've still got a lot to learn. But one time, like, he was trading, he bought me a stock, and then I went on holidays and I come back, and he forgot that he had bought it for me, and I could have made a lot of money, but as it turned out, I broke even or whatever.
Okay.
Right? Then a little while later, about 2 years later, his broker, because I still do it that way with a broker in the South, and she goes, "Oh, when are you going to cover Gold Corp?" And I'm like, "What?" And we were short Gold Corp, and I kid you not, we were short 20,000 shares, and it dropped $6. We made 120 grand, didn't even know nothing about it.
I love it.
But I mean, this is a fact of life. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, it's a beautiful thing, man.
Anyway, you guys take care, eh?
Hey, man, have a great one. Have a safe one.
Bye-bye.
Darrell Martin, Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling out here with us, folks. Right now, the Dow's down 32, Nasdaq's off 2, S&P's are flat. Cooking, baby. The bulls are running on Wall Street. Watch out. All those politicians are out of their mind.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Let me tell you something, folks. I have people coming up to me saying, I just can't believe the amount of work that Steve does on his newsletter. And I says, I absolutely agree.
That is a recent clip from the Money Masters show that Tom and I do each day at TFNN. My newsletter service, Mastering Probability, is much, much more than a newsletter. Yes, it's outperformed the S&P 500 by 100% during the last 15 months. But more importantly, it's an extraordinary education, a roadmap for your success. And it's yours risk-free for the next 30 days. Just go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and then Mastering Probability, because everyone needs a success strategy. For most, it's a competitive edge, the will to win, the drive to overcome any obstacle. Whatever you call it, winners find a way. Find your way to Mastering Probability today, because your journey to extraordinary rewards is just one click away.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Darrell Martin, Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling out here with us. And don't forget, folks, Steve kicks us off each and every day, 9 a.m. We do live content, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Darrell has his own show, 1 to 2 Eastern Standard Time. You can get all of that programming, folks, at tfnn.mobi. What you had out here right now is that, first bounce is a nice little bounce out here. And if we look up, if we bring the 3 Qs up, if you want to see something, this is on a 10-minute basis, which is pretty cool, folks. So what you had is this, is that your large volume downdraft from yesterday came in with 3.2 million on a 10-minute, right? Well, what we just did, we just went up with 1.8. That's a nice start. And basically, this is amazing, actually. So we hit 64.43, and the low of yesterday was 64.40. So that correlation, It's so weird that markets love to do that. They go up, like to kiss it, back down, and now you'll see some cause. Now we're going to go back over to Darrell, and we're going to take a look at this analyzer. So what are we looking at here, Darrell?
All right, let me pull it up here. Yeah, the Dow just filled its gap there and it's bouncing down off that now.
Right.
Let's see here. All right, so if we're going to pull up the NASDAQ. All right, there we go. All right, so what trade setup you want to look at?
Oh, you were going to take a look at the
premiums.
Comparison, the premiums.
That's all right.
Oh, okay.
That's all right.
All right, no, I got that. Actually, I didn't.
Okay,
pull it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. basically I did a comparison right here. I just pulled up, basically looking at a put, okay?
Okay.
With a 1405 strike versus a selling with a ceiling of 1405.
Okay. And we're at 1407.50 right now, folks. Yep, I got it. Okay.
And then right here, and this is obviously I took a static image just to make it a little easier.
Yes,
for sure.
And then a 1410 strike, and there's a 1410.
Okay.
And then you can basically, this gives you a pretty decent idea of the comparison between the two. They're going to be very, very close. But I mean, this one right here only has like 0.4 to break even.
Yes.
Where you got $3.25 times 50. Okay.
Yeah.
So 0.4 right here means $4.
Okay.
All right. And you need to, and this is in the money. So that's what you want. You want those in the money ones. And so if you multiply that times 5 to give you, for every point move, you get the same $50 value.
Okay. So that's 100 to 150. Interesting, right? Would that be right? Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So 4 times 5 there, basically $4.
There's
literally only a $20 risk on that trade.
$20. Okay.
Yeah. So $20 break even risk. Okay?
Yes.
And $20 break even risk on this one. You got a $3.25 times 50 break even risk. And this is a CME futures.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
the exact same strike. Okay.
Right.
Just a call or put. So just, keeping it simple.
Right.
And and then also you're not getting the deltas either.
Right.
So I mean they'll be decent because
that
it is
so
expiration
cool,
Friday. But you can see your premium like 0.4 versus $3.20. I mean $150.
Huge difference.
So
yep.
I mean almost all your money right here is going into premium. That's your extrinsic value right there.
Right.
Okay? Versus your break even distance, which is basically how that's the extrinsic value. It's just a simpler term for it that I put on there. And so I mean it's massive. I mean this is Friday, so this is same.
This is real
expiration
now.
day,
Yeah,
same
exactly.
expiration time. Same settlement period, 415, all that stuff.
It is.
So it shows you that even with less than 1 day to expiration,
right,
they are still outpricing them. So I mean, Nadex is better. So it's pretty cool when you compare it. You just put everything down and start factoring in all the numbers and everything else.
Oh, it's huge, man. It's absolutely huge. And folks, you can come over to our website at TFNN. You're going to see the banner on the top. You see it on the side of the Nadex banner. You can open the account. You can test drive it. Put $25,000. They'll put $25,000 funny money. Just open the account. You stay right there, folks, because because next you're going to hear the same show, unfortunately. Basil's off today, but then we're going to get you healthy with Nico DeHaan, and then of course Darrell's coming back, David White, Ken Shreve, and myself. Have a great one, folks. Have a safe one. Thanks, Darrell. Appreciate it. Thanks, brother.